Hey guys, and welcome back to yet again another video. Today I'm going to be making a guide for the runes of Riven of Season 11, guys. Now, before we get into the video, just in case you guys don't know me, guys, I'm a Riven main. I've been challenger multiple seasons in a row. Also, I've ended up in the rank 13 in challenger in Season 10 with 1012 points. So that's currently like where I'm standing and, just in case you guys don't know me. But anyways, with that being said, guys, let's just get over to the runes right away. So I've been taking like a lot at the patch notes. I've been testing a lot of item builds. I've been taking a look at the runes and everything. And as for the runes, not that much have changed, but there are some changes which you guys obviously have to know about. It's not going to be the same rune page like we had in Season 10. Season 11 actually has very different runes, although there's been only this tiny little changes, but it's still very different. So with that being said, guys, this was like the Season 10 rune page, which we all know. Unfortunately, Riot has changed the way how Cosmic Insight works, and there has been a change which is actually much better for Riven right now. But before we get into that, let's just go over the domination page first, because a lot of you guys have questions about this one. So we have the Electrocute page. Not that much have changed inside this rune page, but it is still only decent. It's not the best rune page out there, but it's decent. So if you guys want to play with Electrocute, this page I would recommend going for Electrocute, then into this one, then into the Eyeball Collection, and then you have the choice between going for a Ravenous Hunter. I think Ingenious Hunter. Let's see if anything changed about this one. I forgot to read this one. This one also works, but is not necessarily have to be a good one. I would choose between Ravenous Hunter or Ultimate Hunter. Now, as far as the secondary page, I would always recommend going inside the Sorcery page and then taking the Transcendence. And then, depending on what you're playing against, you want to swap between Nullifying Orb, Scorch, or the Gathering Storm. Now, you could also take Nimbus Cloak, but I wouldn't really recommend going Nimbus Cloak. The others are way better. I will get into this soon, but first of all, we're going to go on to the next one, which is the Resolve page. So, you want to take Conqueror as the main keystone. This is by far going to be the best keystone for Season 11. Triumph, Alacrity, Last Stand. And then we want to go into the secondary page. And then, depending on how you want to play the laning phase, you kind of want to swap around the runes a little bit. So, if you are playing against a melee matchup and you want to have a very strong laning phase, I would recommend you to take Shield Bash with Bone Plating. Now, this is very good because if they auto you, and if they don't really have that much poke, they will have to use like their autos or one of their abilities to proc that Bone Plating for you. Now, if they auto you, you're obviously going to be tanking a little bit with the Bone Plating. That's what makes this page really good. Now, if they have a lot of poke, so they're not necessarily like a melee champion, they're more like a ranged champion, such as like, I don't know, Cannon, for instance, or even a Quinn top lane. You could also take Shield Bash, but then take Second Wind. And the difference here is that Second Wind allows you to tank up the damage that you receive whenever like the ranged champion pokes you, right? So this is always what you want to go for. If you really want to take Bone Plating, you do want to ensure that you don't take this into a ranged champion, because only one single auto can proc the entire Bone Plating and it's going to be pointless. Now, this is not by far the best rune page yet. There's also like a different rune page, which I think is probably going to be the best rune page for at least 95% of every game that you're going to play, which is Conqueror with Triumph, with Alacrity, and Last Stand into the Sorcery page. Now, they actually buffed Transcendence pretty hard. Transcendence now, at level 5, you get 5 ability haste, which is the new cooldown kind of system. And it also provides more ability haste at level 8. So it's kind of like a scaling rune right now. This is exactly this is basically a better version of what the inspiration tree has always had with the Cosmic Insight. So you want to take Transcendence. Now, to get back to where we were before, depending on how you choose the secondary rune, really depends on what you're going to play against. So if you are playing against a full AP team, right? You're playing against a Vladimir top lane and a Syndra mid lane and something like that. If they have a lot of AP, you want to take the Nullifying Orb. You want to, because this allows you to get like a small, tiny little shield, which will like tank up a little bit of their damage. Now, if you want to have like an extremely good mid-lane game, then I highly recommend to take the Gathering Storm, because this scales up towards, like, you know, mid-lane game, makes you a lot stronger. Now, if you think that you want to have like a little bit of a stronger laning phase and you're playing against melee champions such as Jax, for instance, you could also take Scorch. This is extremely good if you want to have like a very strong laning phase and you want to snowball very quickly. Now, ultimately, you could also take Transcendence with Nimbus Cloak. But then again, Nimbus Cloak is not necessarily something you need. It's pretty good if you're using your flash and you're trying to run or you're trying to like chase someone down. Although, it's not necessarily something that you need. So, I would typically go for this page. This page to be the most consistent. I would take this page in probably 95% of every game that I play. But of course, you will have to change the final rune all the time, because they don't really work in every game. Now, the last thing, which is the most important, that you guys probably have like questions about, which is the bonus stats, right? So in the new season, they have changed this rune right here, which we all took in season 10. Now, this is it's still bugged. It says +8 ability haste based on level. That's a bug. They actually mean to give you 8 ability haste right off the start, level 1. Now, the best bonus that you can take right now is taking this into the Adaptive Force, into Armor. Depending on the matchup you play against, you want to take Magic, Resist, or Armor. And in case you don't know what you play against, you want to take Health Scaling. So this is pretty much what the main rune page is going to be like. Now, if you think that you want to have like a little bit of a more aggressive laning phase, you think that you want to snowball extremely hard, and you could also like swap down this one with Adaptive Force. But you do want to keep one thing in mind. This does make you stronger. It does give you more damage, and it definitely helps you surviving, you know, the laning phase, being able to snowball extremely hard, have like stronger traits. However, the one bad thing about this is that you no longer have the ability haste, which allows you to extend your Q combo. And without this, it's going to make your laning phase extremely hard in a different sense. So once again, if you want to have like a strong trading, really strong trading, you can just go to Adaptive Force. Although my setup is always going to be ability haste with Armor, because the cooldown, the ability haste, really does matter in the long term. And also the laning phase of the way how you use your combos. Anyways, in terms of like everything else, we also have the Grasp rune page. Although this is not something that I would recommend in your games, because honestly, like as like Grasp is a really good rune, but then again, like Conqueror will pretty much always beat Grasp in every way. Now, last thing, a lot of people have questions about Tenacity and Bloodline. Now, in my opinion, do not ever go Bloodline. It's really not that great on Riven. As far as Tenacity goes, Alacrity kind of always wins, because Alacrity allows you to like split being able to take down turrets a lot faster. Also, if you're facing tanks, you do your entire combo. As soon as you run out of your combo, you only have your auto attacks left. That's where Alacrity is going to come in and help you out. And besides that, Alacrity also allows you to have much better combos in general. It allows you to use your combos a lot easier as well. So Alacrity is pretty much the best you can go for in like 90% of like every game that you play. Tenacity is only good If they have like a massive amount of CC and there's absolutely nothing you can do, but even then you can still buy mercs, which will help you survive that. So Alacrity will always be your choice. Same thing goes for Last Stand. Based on the numbers I've seen over the long period of playing with this, it's just better. It's way better than Cutdown, and it's way better than Coup de Grace. So you always want to go Last Stands. It's just pretty much how it's going to be. Anyways, they changed Conquer a lot, but it's still pretty broken. I would just recommend going with this just every game. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today. Hopefully this has been able to help you guys out. If there's any questions you may have, you can either ask me live on stream. I'm streaming like every single day, streaming like 6 times a week. Or you can put your question maybe in the comment section below. Maybe I'll answer if I have time. So anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and I will catch you guys up in the next one. Peace.